And good morning, folks. How are you today? This is Rebecca Nichols. This is my podcast Royal Treat. So I'm really excited to be here with you today and to hold a space for you and to share with you what's on my heart. And we're going to talk about pain today. We're going to talk about pain and transmutation. We're in Scorpio season. We're going to talk about transformation. We're going to talk about once you're through the pain, what life is going to mean to you once you're over it, once you're through that darkness. You know, the dark night of the soul is something that we will all encounter in our life. At some point we will go through big pain, we will go through suffering, but that will not be the end for us, many of us. In fact, could only just be the beginning of what is possible for us out there once we're through all the mud and we're blooming into our lotuses. You know, transformation is necessary. It's a part of evolution, who we are as beings. And I'm going to be talking about, how we get through those dark nights and how we love ourselves, how we can hold ourselves, how we can forgive ourselves, how we can have compassion, how we can forgive those who've hurt us, which is ultimately probably one of the hardest things that we have to do, and we have to do it. I mean, we really, 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 really do. This is the truth. Ultimately, this is the truth. This is the truth bombs. And, I can't sit there and be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, you're going to hate them. You're going to have to hate them. They were horrible to you. That man was toxic. This happened and, oh, that was awful. I'm not going to be that coach to you. I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to represent that in the world. That's not the kind of teacher that I am, because I know that's not going to empower you in the way that is forgiveness is going to empower you far greater than standing in agreement that that thing was a terrible thing and the world is a terrible place and people are terrible people, because that's not going to get us anywhere. And yes, those things that happened to you may have been terrible, and you may feel that forgiveness isn't possible for you because it was such a terrible thing, and how could you possibly forgive someone for doing such a terrible thing? Now, it's not really about them. It's more about how you want to feel about yourself waking up every day. It's how you want to look at yourself in the mirror. Because what it boils down to is we allow people to come into our lives, and we attract many things into our life based on our vibrational frequency. Now, we are responsible for the energy, our own energy and the energy we put out into the world. We are responsible for our own thoughts and our own feelings. We ultimately create our reality. So on some subconscious level, if it wasn't conscious, if it wasn't intentional, we have created all of the mess even in our lives. And that's not so pleasant to hear. That's the truth, which is really hard to digest. And I know it from experience, and therefore, I wouldn't be able to teach these things and so passionately and come to you with these this light, because I am bringing you light. If you're willing to hear, I promise you're going to get light at the end of it. So maybe you're still suffering. Maybe the story of poor me and victim mentality is still running your life. Okay. The bottom line is that you're probably pissed off with yourself a little bit that you allowed certain things to happen, whether it be in a relationship, whether you had a financial loss and that could have been avoided if you'd just listened to your intuition, or you you stayed too long in that relationship knowing full well it was toxic. You know, your spirit guides were telling you all along, your gut intuition was leading you away and telling you no, but you were staying, you know, and things like that. You know, a lot of the things that have happened to me in my life in terms of what's happened and what I made that mean and what the story is there, you know, a lot of the time things happened to me which could have been avoided because I didn't understand my power. Unrealized power is dangerous in this world. Yeah, dangerous. Yeah. Dangerous to the person who is not realising their potential. Now, people who realise their power but also abuse their power and overuse their power are even more dangerous, of course. But look, if we all stepped into a place of power and not abused it, that's the overactivity there in the solar plexus, not abused it. If we aligned with love, that means we use our power to be a powerful being, but use it with love, then the world ultimately is going to be a better place. Now, if you're sitting on the sidelines and you're kind of like, well, the world is just a scary place, Rebecca, you can't tell me anything because I know that the systems are in place and there's the patriarchy and there's the governments and the president's lost his mind and we're living in a very dangerous, scary world, and you know it's times are very difficult right now. There's lots of challenges and the economy is this and blah blah blah. I can't even really succeed in this life anymore because, you know, it's so hard out there and well, no one's going to listen to me anyway, and what's the point? Because then apathy kicks in. I mean, look, we can really put ourselves into some dark places within our minds, and therefore we have this idea about what life is, and therefore we create from that idea, whether we're creating consciously and intentionally or we're creating from a subconscious place where we're just unaware. You see, mindfulness and awareness of self transforms a lot of things in your life, because you will always be willing to check in with yourself. Why do I feel this way? Why am I being triggered by this? Am I feeling like this right now? What's irritating me? Why am I feeling frustrated with life? You know, something happened to you and it changed your view on life. Life is just life. Life is just happening. It's happening whether you're participating or not participating, whether you're showing up or not showing up. And if you're showing up with intention to create and to shine your light out into the world, to share your magic, then that's what you're going to get back into your reality too. You've got to get more of that, whatever you're putting out. So we have to be so aware of our thoughts and our feelings. And this is something that I teach on such a deep level when it comes to getting people into alignment. You know, the programs that I teach, I get my students to go over these things over and over and over and over until it really gets into their soul. And it's such a deep level that they're unshakable and unmovable by what life throws at them. And this is the beautiful thing. You know, you are going to go through some things in life, and more importantly, you're going to grow through the things that you're going through, and you're going to become a better being at the end of it. Yeah, and that's true, okay? Because once you're through that big pain, once you're through the darkest point of your life, there is going to be the light. You know, the saying of, it's always darkest before dawn. It's true. You know, you might have to go through some really dark shit to become the being that you're meant to be. This is kind of like the butterfly, the metamorphosis of the butterfly, going in that deep, dark cocoon. I mean, does the caterpillar is aware that he's going into darkness? Or does it just happen and he is forced to be in that cocoon, not knowing that he's going to emerge as this beautiful butterfly? And we don't know that. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know the ins and outs of how caterpillars work. But, you know, it's a beautiful allegory either way, isn't it? It's kind of understanding that the dark night of the soul is part of the master plan too. It really is. And I think as the suffering will continue to be suffering as long as you are acknowledging suffering. If you're acknowledging peace and joy and harmony and magic, then this is what you're going to see within your reality. If you're acknowledging suffering and pain and death, and there's judgment, and there's all these things that aren't of love, then yes, you're probably going to end up attracting more of that into your reality, and so on and so forth. And that's the story that's going to continue. Our life is just made up of stories. And the beautiful thing is we do get to hold the pen of our lives. We do get to create. We do get to manipulate and dictate many ways in which we want the direction of our life to go, is because we are powerful creators. That is the bottom line. So if you don't feel like you're a powerful creator and that you don't feel that you can create a life that you love, then there's blocks and limits that are on you, and it'd be interesting to find out what's stopping you and what is limiting you. But maybe these are the questions that, you have to ask yourself. You know, you have to ask yourself. So, look, I've experienced great pain. I've experienced loss and suffering and grief and despair. And I've gone into dark bouts of depression. In fact, depression's probably lived with me most of my life. So, you know, that's something that was always like a cloud hanging over me. And I used to drink my way out of it or smoke my way out of it. And, I had a period of time where I was, quite addicted to drugs and then sex. We're always trying to find ways to escape our pain one way or another. And another thing that's happening now is that, antidepressants are out there now, and people are taking pills to make them feel good, and that's fine, because I know we need to feel good, and okay, fine, let me take a pill to feel good. But then, how long are we going to be taking the medication, and how long? And it's like, okay, well, I know I have to stay on this medication for the rest of my life now, maybe, possibly, because I don't know who I am without it, and this makes me feel good. And what we're then not doing is confronting our pain and moving past the pain. Sometimes we take things we take drink or drugs or prescriptions, pills or whatever. We do all that because it's going to mask the pain, and it's going to, I want to feel numb for a bit, or I just don't want to feel at all. Whereas actually we really do need to honour our feelings, including those ones that aren't so great. The absence of love in our lives is really what we're missing. And when it comes down to it, and this is my new program, it's called Love Conquers All. and Buddha says our suffering is because a lot of it is that we're attaching. Now, we're attaching to what? A story, a pain from our past. We're making it mean that we're useless and worthless, and that life cannot be beautiful anymore because this happened to me. And that happened to me, and now I've made it mean this. And then we're walking around with these suits of armour. And, what we're doing is we're not letting people in. We're not letting people in. We've got this armour on. No, you're not coming into my life. No way, God damn it, I'm not letting you love me. The last person that loved me, or I let him love me, this happened. So it becomes scary. You know, the world becomes scary, but once you've got through the big pain, then good things are happening. And I promise you, good things are happening. Made behind the scenes and, you know, not so obvious within your reality right now. The thing is, once you're free from the stories of struggle, you'll have more of yourself to give to the world, and the world needs you. I don't want you to feel that for 1 minute that you're insignificant and that you're not worthy and that you're not enough, because you are, as you are right now, and the world needs you. Your friends need you, your parents need you, your girlfriends need you, your neighbours need you. They need you to be who you truly are before all that shit happened to you. All that horrible, painful, terrible stuff that happened to you. Yeah, you'll look, it'll be an incredible feeling. I promise you, because I've been through the dark night of the soul, not once, not twice, but several times, and I guess that's part of my journey as becoming a teacher, because I always knew from a very young age that I was here to do something big in the world, and I didn't know what, I didn't know how, but I knew that I looked at life very differently. And yes, I'm slightly empathetic and more sensitive, but I'm also a bit naive and a bit gullible, and that's probably what's led me into some of the greatest, my greatest suffering, but all men so very necessary. You know what happens when you do get through the pain and it becomes lighter and you feel lighter and you don't feel so burdened down with it? You know, when you're really like, you know what, it doesn't matter anymore. It's gone. That's the past. It can't hurt me anymore. You'll actually want to help other people as well. And you'll feel like really grateful for the fact that you've gone through that, because there'll be someone else who's going through that in the world, and then you'll be there to go, you know what, don't worry, I've been through that, and you're going to be okay, I promise. And therefore, we'll all end up being far more empathetic, because we've suffered like you. Oh yes, I suffered that. Oh yes, I totally understand how you feel. It's not sympathy anymore, it's empathy. It's different. Listen, once you've let it all go, you'll have a lot more energy. Yeah. Do you know what happens to our bodies? I mean, think about the sickness and disease that is created within our bodies. Now, I've written a short ebook on the chakras and some information, mainly on what sickness and diseases will show up in your body from being out of alignment with your higher self. And it's worth taking a look as well, because a lot of the symptoms that we have in our bodies are a physical manifestation where we're out of alignment inside of our bodies and the inner being. You see, when you're aligned with your inner being and your inner world is full of love and gratitude and acceptance, etc., then you are able to mirror that in your outer world. So, you know, this is where the well-being and the inner being becomes the most necessary part of our existence. We cannot deny this anymore. Not because then it's new age and it's everywhere, but this is being backed by science now. Science is proving that we are creating our own reality with our thoughts and our feelings. Quantum physics, neuroscience, this is all fascinating stuff, you know, and we cannot deny it anymore. We cannot deny that we are powerful beings and we are creating our realities. You will have a lot more energy, and this is solar plexus really, because I find that a lot of diseases, especially with the sort of people come to me with whatever they've created within their bodies, the power is in the solar plexus, and energy creates energy. So once you step into a place of power, you're instantly going to have more energy. It's just going to happen. So the apathy is something again within the solar plexus, which is an underactivity that you just like, I can't be bothered, what's the point, it's going to take too long, it's too hard, I don't even think I can do it, and you know, excuses come up, and then for you know, it's you don't end up being this powerful creator that you could be, because you're limiting yourself with your own thoughts, and therefore, it's all the self-sabotage. You're going to wake up a little bit earlier in the morning and you're going to watch the sunrise. Why not? I was very grateful this morning to wake up and see the sunrise. In fact, my body woke me up and at the perfect timing, because just as I was walking into the kitchen, the sun did rise upon my face, and it was a beautiful thing. And of course, the sunrises are amazing for you if you're interested in opening up your third eye. Along with other things like guided imagery and visualization work and vision boards. Third eye is all about creating your reality and being able to see the vision. Joy is going to come back into your life. Joy is going to show up in ways you didn't realise. You're going to laugh. You're really going to laugh. And it's going to feel good to laugh again. And, it's going to be like, wow, I forgot life could be so amazing. It's going to hit you really hard that, you have been suffering for a long time, maybe. And when that joy hits you, it's going to hit you really, really hard. And then you're going to be like, wow, maybe there's going to be tears of joy, because you're so happy that you don't have to feel like that anymore, And so this is where you get into good company, you find the people, you seek those people out who are going to bring you joy and going to make you feel like life is worth living. And it is worth living, despite what happened and has happened, or what is happening in the world. Sometimes you've got to turn off the news. You've got to stop reading all those magazines. You've got to not care about what's going on out there, and you've really got to focus on your inner being. You've got to do more meditation. You've got to exercise and move your body. You've got to do some yoga. Yes, you may have to eat a little bit better and cut back on the alcohol or all the other things that are like getting in the way of you being in the highest vibration. I'm not saying don't have fun. If you want to have a drink and go out and party, God, I've spent many years partying, and I do like to party. In fact, I'm probably quite professional at partying, if I'm going to admit it. Come on, I spent many years partying in Ibiza, and, I enjoy it. I like to enjoy myself. There's nothing wrong with that. But, I do believe in balance and moderation. Of course, I'm a Libra, But here's something that's interesting, and what I've been hearing of lately of me, because, I have suffered. I'm not suffering now, but I have suffered, and I've allowed the suffering to just move through me. Because, sometimes it comes at you, it's like a dark wave, and it's coming. And the one thing about my suffering is, which I think really helped me get through the pain, was the fact that I continued to show up every day regardless of what was happening to me. I acknowledged that I had created the suffering, therefore I had got out of victim mentality and got into a powerful creator space. And then I continued to use my suffering as a blessing for all. Think about it. I'm here sharing with you, and have been sharing with you guys for a long time about some of the most vulnerable things and some of the most intimate things that have happened within my reality. With no shame, with no regret, and not even a blame, because it all happened because it was meant to happen, and it meant to happen because I was meant to learn the lessons from it, and I was meant to evolve past it. And the thing is, if we don't learn the lessons, chances are we're going to end up being back in the same situation, doing the same thing, and history's going to repeat itself. So where we need to check in on ourselves, more often, ask yourself the big questions of, why is this happening to me? Or what is this? Why is this happening? What is this teaching me? What am I learning from this? What can I learn from this? Of course, some of the things that I teach are going to offend people, because the victim mentality is always going to be offended by everything and everyone. It weren't my fault. Of course I couldn't have controlled it. No, maybe not. But then let's just take responsibility anyway, because your energy and your feelings, are your responsibility, and your healing is your responsibility. So even if the wound is not your fault, the healing is your responsibility. It's no one else's responsibility to heal your life. Of course, there's people out here like me who will hold space for you. You see, I'm a bit of a tough coach though. You might have noticed. Because I don't want you to be a victim. I want you to be a badass. And so, when I'm taking women on these programs, I'm interviewing people because I want to know that they're badass, and they're not going to phone it out after 2 weeks and say, oh, well, I don't know, this is a bit too difficult for me. I don't know if I really want to go there and do this. I don't know if I want to really confront my past and my demons. I'm not sure if I want to give up the ghost, to be honest. Some people are so attached to their trauma. It's become them. They wear it like a cloak. So if you're listening and you think to yourself, okay, no, this is speaking to me now. This is like I've gone too long feeling like this about myself. I've got to change. I've got to change. I can't be looking at life like this anymore. I can't be feeling this way about myself, and I can't be looking in the mirror and have all this self-loathing. There's something really magical about stepping into a higher space. You will look like radiant and shiny and brighter, and you'll beam, and people will be like, what are you doing? Did you eat differently, or are you working out, or are you getting sleep, or what's going on with you? You look amazing. All these things. Why? Because that weight off your shoulders, that burden, you're going to appear to people, and you're going to be present and attentive and excited, and there's going to be a glimmer and a shimmer in your eye, and it'll be seen. It'll be seen by your people, by your tribe, by your friends. My friend said to me the other day, I've never seen you so happy. And that was because Ocean, of course, she's come into my life, and she's just the most amazing thing. But also because I'm just over it now. I had to be patient with myself, but I also had to be willing. And so ask yourself, can you be willing to get over it? And your will get you through it. And now, if we talk about forgiveness, you're not forgiving them because they need forgiveness. In many ways you are, but you're doing it for you. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. This is really important, that we do forgive those who have trespassed against us, and that we do forgive ourselves, and we are forgiven. And continuously going into each day and letting each day go. Now, it's easy to let go of the little things. Of course it is. It's easy to forgive the guy that honked his horn at you and pissed you off on the road. It's easy to do that. The big stuff, the really painful stuff, you really want to hold on to that, don't you? And it's kind of like, no, I don't want to let that go. No, I can't ever forgive that person. Are you crazy? You don't even understand what they did to me, Rebecca. No way am I going to forgive that person. How can I? I don't know, because you deserve to live. That's why. Anger, fear, resent, shame, guilt, all these things that I keep saying over and over again to you guys about it, it's not bloody worth carrying any of this fucking crap. I'm sorry. I'm going to throw an F-bomb in there because I really want you to get it. Listen, once you've transmuted all this dark shit, all this poison that you've been carrying around with you now, you will develop something amazing. You will only want light, and you will seek light, and you will seek light in everything and everyone, including yourself. You will want to breathe light. Light will be your life. And that will be a beautiful thing. And you will put that light out into the world, because you know the world needs that light. You know, you staying small and insignificant in your darkness is not what the world needs. The world needs you as a powerful, badass sorcerer of divine light. And, you know, you have ideas. You have dreams and ambitions that you're not even executing right now because of the pain and the darkness. You will find that you'll be grateful, mindfully grateful. You'll be grateful for everything. Nothing's going to really bother you so much. You're going to be who you truly are. You're going to shine so bright that you might piss off a few people because, you know, your light is so bright. But that's okay. The beautiful thing about it is when you get through that darkness that you're not going to be scared anymore. Nothing really much is going to scare you because that was the biggest, darkest thing that was, you know, you've confronted that. You've dealt that. Come on, life, what else you got? I'm okay. I'm a badass. I'm going to get through this. You know, maybe it took all that, maybe it took all you've got, and maybe it's taking all that you have to get through this, and maybe you're just, sighs. Guys, listen. None of it is worth it. Life is beautiful. It always has been. Yeah, it will always be magical and beautiful and wonderful. But if we're stuck in the dark and we're not willing to let that go, we will never see any more light, and that will be a shame. Right? I don't even like using the word shame. You know I don't like using the word shame. Self-love is rad. Rad, 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 rad. You know, it's so rad. And it's ultimately everything that you will need in your life to succeed. The love you have for yourself is how you teach other people to love you. You know, you're not going to allow anyone into your space who doesn't vibrate on the same frequency as you, and you vibrate on a high, high frequency of motherfucking love, and it's awesome. It's so much love. And you people come into your vibration, they're not of love, you're not going to entertain them, and you're not certainly going to go around trying to save them. Oh, this poor person over here is absent of love. Okay, maybe they are absent of love. Is it your duty to go around and fix them? This whole fixing mentality that a lot of people have, especially in the spiritual community, or if you're a light worker, if you're a coach, if you're another healer, you know, your job on this planet is not to save another human being. You are not here to fix or save anyone. You are to live out your destiny and fulfill your purpose and to create a badass life. Simple. Those people that align with you will align with you. Those people that don't come out of your vibration, don't come out of the vortex, as Abraham would say, to fix other people. You have to stay in your own vortex, and then the right people will be vibrating into your vortex. Yeah, the highest vibrational people as well. If you're going out there trying to search for people, oh, maybe this one will work, you know. The thing is, with an empath, if you're slightly empathetic, you know, you have those tendencies, you're going to want to save people. You've got that in you. Oh, there's so much compassion. But you know what? If you don't have the compassion for yourself, it's incomplete. Have compassion for yourself. Look at yourself and say, is me helping this person going to take away from me? And learn to say no. A lot of the things in my life, especially, you know, in my suffering, a lot of things could have been avoided if I said no. And I let a lot of the things happen to me. I let that happen to me because I didn't say no. I didn't understand my power. I didn't know I could say no. And, yeah, things when I was younger, okay, yeah, again, you know, maybe the environment you grew up in, no one told you were powerful, no one told you you had a voice and you could use your voice and that your truth mattered. So, you know, there is inner child healing to be done, maybe, and that's important. You know, we can't skip through that bit. You know, that's what I'm saying, there is a process to healing. You know, there is a process getting back into alignment and becoming your highest version of self. But the minute you acknowledge you are a powerful creator, and every day with intention you wake up and you say, I'm a powerful creator, then that's what you become. And you have the power then to create that day, and so on and so forth. So you wake up the next day, you say, well, I'm going to create this day. This is my day and this is what I want to do. I mean, to be honest, I woke up this morning and I didn't know I was going to record this podcast. But I knew I wanted to record this podcast at some point. But it was something on my spirit just said, go for it, do it, action, take it, you know. Action is powerful. So, do something powerful today and write a list of all the things you want to do with your day today, and maybe do 2 or 3 of those things. If write as many things as you would love to do in your life, in your day, in your week, and then look at that list and then think, okay, well, what am I going to start with? And that's how we move, and that's how we progress, and that's how we heal. We just keep moving. We keep on, we get up, we show up, we put the makeup on, we whatever, you know. Even when we don't feel like doing it, we do it anyway, you know. I had to coach people, even through my suffering. I had to coach others. Even though I was suffering, I had to still get up every day and do the coaching and create the work and do. And most of you, you know, you've been on this journey with me for a while, you know. Throughout my suffering, I've still continued to show up to be there for you. So listen, it's possible for you to create. It's possible for you to manifest. You can make it happen. You can do this. You can create a beautiful life for yourselves. And I love you. I love you. So, love yourself today. Do something amazing. Be amazing, because you are amazing. Okay? Now, a lot of controversy around this topic, because a lot of victim mentality is out there in the world, and so people won't necessarily warm to this, and some people will. If you're not warming to this and you feel like it's not fair, how can you say that? Yes, of course, you know, this happened to me and it was bad. You can't tell me or invalidate my feelings. My feelings are my feelings, and I'm not trying to invalidate your feelings. I'm just saying that wouldn't it be nice if you could really feel joy in your heart again? Wouldn't it be nice to wake up every day and be so grateful for your life and just be smiling, and you smile at other people and they smile back, and wow, life is pretty awesome. Wow, when did this happen? Magic wants to come into your life, but not often enough, and then people want to manifest, and they want to have all these amazing things happen to them, but they don't really feel good about themselves. So that's the first thing. I say you got to start loving yourself more, and all these things that you want will come into your reality quite easily and probably effortlessly once you start to align with who you are. I absolutely adore you all. Honestly, I'm here for you. I believe in you. I will keep showing up for you. Despite any pain and suffering that I go through, I will still show up and be there for you to make you realise that despite whatever happens, we can move forward. Take care, enjoy your day, whatever you're doing, and just own it, okay? I'm going to put some information in regards to the ebook, so I'd love you to check that out. Because if there is sickness in your body, this is something really important, you know, it's important that we address the inner being if there's sickness in your body. And sometimes we don't really put 2 and 2 together. We don't think the sickness in our body, we're causing it because we're not loving ourselves, or we're carrying this burden around with us, or we don't know how to live our truth. We don't know how to express ourselves and be who we truly are. So you know, if you have got sickness in your body, then I really love you to look into that and get the help you need in becoming a higher vibrational being and removing that dis-ease from your body. And this is something that I have been doing, and I'm so excited to share more with you about my healing journey. But you know, it's still a journey, and I'm writing a book, a new book actually, and I'm excited to get that out into the world, because you know it's gonna has the power to transform lives, and this is why I'm here. So amazing. I love you guys, honestly. I'm just so grateful you're here, you're listening, because there's so many of you now who are on this journey with me, and wow, thank you for being here, thank you for listening, thank you for taking the time, because I just feel it's just so beautiful that we get to walk this life together. And I really hope that the words I've spoken to you today will touch you in a way. And I don't know, I'm not here to offend people and to invalidate people's feelings. I just want you to get through this, and I know you can't get through this if there is this victim mentality. It's really not going to serve you in the long run. Okay, well, I'm really going to go now. Because Rebecca doesn't stop talking. And take care.